So we just got back from the pit. We're at the compound. It's really nice up here. It's super fresh air, especially coming from LA. It's good to be able to actually breathe without, getting like the smog in there. It was pretty cool working out. We did a CrossFit workout down at the pit. It was a little bit different from regular CrossFit workouts. There was a lot less like quantifying. Like we weren't really worried about our reps or our scores. It was much more about being true and intentional with the movements. And going 100% balls out until someone said stop, which was usually at random intervals, right? We were told it would be like, a certain period of time. It was almost never that period of time. But I guess that's part of kind of the idea of training for that sort of modality, right? You want to be really prepared to go really short or really long, depending on what's going to happen. And the movements are really interesting. The kind of sprawl, for example, that we did was a little bit different from jumping into the bottom of a burpee. It was meant to kind of defend you from takedowns and stuff like that. So, it was really sweet. It was really sweet. It was a cool way to kind of taste different types of movements and get a good idea of what it's like to be moving outside of just regular CrossFit, like classic CrossFit movements.
Yeah, I think the variance aspect to taking a classic movement like a clean and jerk, right, with a barbell, and then applying it to a 130-pound body bag, it's a different kind of clean and jerk. And instead of being able to lift a barbell and keep it close to your frontal plane and have to worry about only those things, this body bag, it pulls against you, it fights back practically, and so. It was valuable to expose yourself to almost like a real application of functional movement, right? We learn how to do it in the gym, and we talk about applying it outside of the gym, but do we ever actually get the opportunity to? And I think today we really got the opportunity to try that a little bit.
I think it'd be really interesting to see what would happen if you did Grace with those body bags.
Right, yeah, something like
130-pound clean jerks, those guys would be
ridiculous. And it's a different kind of stress. You do a lot of Olympic lifting, what do you deal with? You deal with torn up hands, you squat a lot, you start feeling it in your knees a little bit. You punch a bag over and over again, your knuckles start to hurt. I mean, even my toes were hurting from digging into the matting in a way that I'm just not accustomed to. So you deal with just a different kind of stress and fatigue, and that was exceptional.
It was interesting to see kind of like my favorite part about the clean jerks and stuff, like with the body bags, was that it's still a clean, right? You're still moving the weight the way you would move a barbell, but the movement is almost entirely different in that it doesn't start in such a perfect position at the bottom. Like you can't be in the same sort of
there's a lot of flexion.
Yeah, you have to be in like a much different position to actually be able to manipulate that implement. And it's cool because in the real world you're not going to be having a perfectly weighted, evenly weighted barbell. You're going to have a rock, right? Or you're going to have, like a truck or something to have to pick up. Like it's not going to be, a barbell. So it's pretty cool to see kind of that sort of real world implementation just in the gym, which doesn't usually happen at regular CrossFit gyms, I'd say.
Awesome. Yeah. Did you want to?
Go ahead. Keep going.
And I was just going to say, and we had a long discussion in the car on the way back about that, about the idea of foundational movements, learning how to squat, learning how to pick things up, and learning how to press them above your head is critical as a starting point. But that's exactly right. I mean, you've got all this flexion. You don't really know how to wrap it up. You can't grab it right. But ultimately, it still came down to rapid extension of the hip.
Yep.
It still came down to getting stacked, right? To getting that shoulder up over the hip, the knee, the ankle, getting upright, keeping the weight centered. And so all those things that you learn in a CrossFit gym, the transfer was just it was just fun to try it in a different
everyone should try
in a different way.
Awesome.
Everyone should try it out.
What gyms are you guys from?
I'm from CrossFit 818 in Glendale, California.
CrossFit Minneapolis and CrossFit St. Paul in Minnesota.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.